In this lesson, we will create a histogram in Tableau. First, we will understand what is a histogram. We will also see an example, and after that, we will create a histogram in Tableau. So let's see. If you want to display the distribution of a continuous variable by grouping the data into discrete intervals called bins, you can use a histogram. And also display the frequency or density of data points within each bin. Now you would be wondering what is a bin. Okay, so consider a bin in histogram as a range of values that is used to group a set of continuous data points. Each bin represents an interval of the data, and the histogram shows the frequency of data points that fall within each interval. Consider a bin as a bucket. Okay, each bin covers a specific range of values. Let's say you are creating a histogram of test scores. So one bin might cover scores from 70 to 79, another from 80 to 89, and so on. Another example, we can see that exam scores for class for some students. Let's say a bin is created with a width of 10 points. So you will be having bins like 0 to 9, 10 to 19, 20 to 29, 30 to 39, and so on. So you would be wondering, histograms with bins are useful or not? Yes, it's obviously useful for understanding the distribution of data and to identify patterns. Also help in comparing the distribution of different data sets. As you can see in the right image, we have a stacked histogram here, and the legends are visible on the right so that you can identify the colors. The bin is also visible in the bottom, and the count of quantities on the left. So one of the values are visible, that is the tooltip for the bin as 2, the count of quantity as around 1121, that is 1k, and the region as central. Okay, central on the right, you can see the color and match it. The topmost value, I should say, in the stacked bar is 1121, and the same we are displaying. Let's say another example, we want to display the distribution of daily rainfall in a city over a year. So obviously we will create some bins for it, for the range. Here we have bins of 1 millimeter ranges, that is 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. Our histogram will display a series of bars, each representing a bin. The x-axis will represent the rainfall ranges, and the y will represent the number of days. Also, the height of each bar will represent the number of days with rainfall within that bin, that is within that range. This histogram visual will obviously help in understanding the pattern of rainfall so that we can identify the most common rainfall ranges. This will later on help in managing water, also in controlling the floods. Okay, so this is really important. Now let us create a histogram in Tableau with our sample superstore data. So we will display the distribution of the variable quantity across different regions. So guys, this is our Tableau. I'll click here, new worksheet, and I'll rename it histogram. Now we will create our histogram in our Amit_Tableau_visual project that we already created. Drag the measure quantity to the rows shelf. Go to show me and go to histogram. Click on it, and on clicking it will automatically add a column for you and create a histogram. Click here again, and now you have your histogram. The CNT is for the count here. Can you see here CNT? The bins are 10 here. A bin is short for binomial. It is a range of values that is used to group data points. It is also known as intervals or classes. I already discussed before what is a bin. Okay, the quantity is displayed with values ranging from 0 to 4875 and divided into 10 bins. Okay, on keeping the cursor, the tooltip is also visible. Now let us create a stacked histogram. Drag the dimension region to the colors. So what will happen after that? I just dragged it, and now you have a stacked histogram with the 4 legends displaying the following color for central, and on the top you can see the region is central. So you can relate this with your legend. Okay, the count of quantity is also visible. The stack represents the values of the dimension region. If you want to display the count quantity of each region as a label, you need to press Ctrl and then drag the CNT quantity from the rows to the label so that it's also visible. Okay, now your count of quantity is visible on your stacked histogram. When you'll keep the mouse cursor, it's visible. So in this way, guys, we can create a histogram. Our x-axis represented our binned quantity values. The y-axis represents the count of quantities within each bin. The regions are central, east, south and west and represented by colors. Each bar is stacked by region, with each color representing a different region. For the bin with a quantity of 2, let's say, the central region has a count of 1121. Okay, so this histogram provides a clear visual representation of the distribution of quantities across different regions. It helps in understanding which regions have higher or lower counts in specific quantity bins, allowing for a quick comparison. Histogram is particularly useful for analyzing the frequency distribution of data and identifying patterns across different segments. So guys, we saw how we can create a histogram in Tableau. So right now we have all these graphs. We have created over 10 graphs and charts. Okay, if you want to see all of them, click here or click here. So we created around 13 charts and graphs. If you want to reach here again, click here and you are back. So guys, we saw how to create a histogram in Tableau. Thank you for watching the video.